happy welcome to the Rewilded Leader podcast. My name is Shanne. I'm your podcast host, fempreneur life coach, and the rewilding expert. This is a place for female leader, fempreneurs, and women in business who wants to say goodbye to their stressful life and instead feeling fulfilled, joyful, and light on a daily basis. Through personal experiences and different point of views and evocative statement, I motivate you to discover your truth and embody it on a daily place. Hello and happy welcome to another episode in the Rewilded Leader podcast. I'm happy that you joined me today with the topic of the limitation and also, keeping distance, setting boundaries when it comes to negative influences, when it comes to negative energy. So today we're gonna talk a lot about energies, a lot about invisible things. And I love that topic because we are all so able to feel energy, but the most of us are not aware of that so far. But that does not mean that they are not influenced by it. So to really be more sensitive about all the invisible things around us can help us to create a life that feels so much easier, that feels so much more aligned, that creates so much more happiness. And the same for sure also goes for our business. But first, before we're gonna start into that episode today, I would like to do some housekeeping. So first of all, I decided that in December I will slow down a bit this podcast. For sure, I'm gonna make 2 episodes. That's what I planned. But minimum 2 episodes. When I'm really inspired, it's possible that I also gonna do more than 2, but I just do 2 for sure. You will not see me on social media. I will keep this month to connect with myself, to enjoy nature, because me and my boyfriend, we're traveling, we are digital nomads, and in this December we'll be in Sweden. We're gonna do work away. Means that we're gonna meet a lot of great people, and I'm so looking forward to just be in nature, to just be in the present moment and to enjoy that cold, snowy nature around me in that moment. So that's why I will not be available on social media, but I will for sure be available via email. So if you want to reach out to me, just send me an email. Also here I will take a little bit longer to answer. Also, I'm gonna work with all my one-on-one clients and all the group programs I am leading at the moment. So when you listen until the end of the podcast, there will be a little surprise. There will be a little announcement. If you are interested in a one-on-one mentoring, when you want to become the liberated leader, when you want to rewild and you want to create finally that life that you're dreaming of for so long, and you want to feel good and aligned and happy without running for your success, then I open up the last 2 spots this year for the one-on-one TLL mentoring, the liberated leader. If this speaks to you, great, go on my website and check out all the information there. So that was the housekeeping to do in the beginning, but now let's talk about these influences. Let's talk about negative energy. Let's connect to that invisible world. You know, I'm a digital nomad. I travel with my soulmate, with my boyfriend since 1 year now. And that means that we often change the place where we are sleeping. That is also why when you look to that video on YouTube, you will see that my surrounding is always changing, almost every week at the moment. And this is, I love to do it, I love it, but on the other hand side, it can be and it can get challenging, especially when we are sensitive human beings, as I am, as my boyfriend is, and so on, because we are always confronted with another surrounding, with another room, with other places, and all these places keep and hold certain energies and certain stories. That is why I had a very strange moment in last week. And I would like to tell you a little bit about that situation. We went to our friends. When I entered this apartment for the first time, I felt like, oh God, I do not feel good here. Here is something in the air. And I really was there. Ooh, I don't like that. So I came in and I observed a little bit how things went, and it was in the evening, so we went to bed pretty soon. So all is good, all is okay. In the night, I had so much trouble sleeping. I slept for 2 or 3 hours, then I woke up and I was awake for 3 hours, and it was so exhausting. I was so tired. I just want to sleep, but I couldn't. Didn't feel comfortable. I really felt like somebody or something is sucking all my patience, all my energy, all my good energy out of my body. I don't know if you know these moments and these situations, especially because normally I am a very good sleeper. I sleep very well and enough and all of that. I also need that. But then having a night like that was so uncomfortable for me. So I woke up, I had tense shoulder, I had headache, and as I said, I had that feeling of emptiness. Like something came and sucked every love, every joy, every piece of positivity out of my system. And I am not used to that. If you know me, I am a person, I spread a lot of joy. And then to suddenly feel nothing at all, like really just anger and impatience and all these negative feelings inside of me was so strange. So I went out at a moment I couldn't handle it anymore. I think it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. I really felt that I am spreading so much negative emotions now out. So I influenced also the friends we were visiting and also my boyfriend. And I have really that open book face. So if you see me, you will know how I feel. And if I feel exhausted and if I'm angry and if I'm tired, you feel it right away. And I have that power to change the energy and the emotions of a whole room. So this is quite a big responsibility. And I felt, okay, here you're not creating something that is aligned to your values, aligned to your true nature. So Shanne, break through that. And I was outside taking a little walk. It was so cold, it was raining and windy. At that moment, I connected to what I'm gonna tell you now. I asked myself, okay, what happened? What happened? Why do I feel how I feel? Is there any reason? I realized that I was influenced by a certain negative energy that was in that room, that was in that home. And this helped me so much to understand what is going on, to not judge myself that I feel how I feel, but instead changing something. I will give you also very practical information how you can come out of these situations, because sometimes we're not able to distance from these things right away. We need a moment to realize what's going on, to realize, okay, oh my, wow, I adapted that. I was influenced. So I will also give you some tips how you can change that in the end of this episode. So back to the story. I went out and I took some deep breaths and I realized, whoa, okay, here that was a moment that I was completely overwhelmed by these negative energy. Why is it so important that we are aware of what is happening also in the invisible world? That means in all the frequency, all the energy, all the things that surrounds us. As you are a sensitive woman, because I know I attract a lot of sensitive women in my life and in my business. As you are a sensitive woman means that you feel more than your eyes and your logical brain can explain. I'm pretty sure that you realize that in the last years, this sensitivity gets more and more. It's like you get more sensitive. And that can be relied to the fact that you are interested in spiritual development or in personal development. But even if you do nothing of that at all, you are more sensitive than you have been years ago, because the whole world, the whole frequency of the world is shifting at the moment. The frequency is getting higher and higher, and also that influences us. So even though if you are like a robot and you are not at all interested in everything that touches spirituality, you get more and more sensitive. You start to feel things that you haven't felt before. And the problem with that is not that we are sensitive, because that is nothing bad, but the problem is that we never learned how to deal with that. If you're not specifically interested in being an energy healer or whatsoever, or if you're not hypersensible and you want to work with that, then you do not learn how to actually work with it. And that is a problem, especially because our society, as I said, we get more and more sensitive. We all are more aware of what's happening in the invisible world. We are much more influenced by everything that is happening in the sky, like, you know, with the planet and stars and so on. But when we are not aware, and when we do not know how to handle it, this will have negative influence on our life. So that is the big why. We need to get aware of that and to consciously and constantly work with it. Because in order to rewild, in order to be our highest self, in order to embody all our dreams, we need that high vibration. We want to feel good because our body, our human being, needs to feel good, needs to feel safe in order to develop next stages, in order to do quantum leaps, in order to get magnetic, to attract all the things that we wish in our life. That is why all these negative energy bumps or situations are actually dragging us down. That's why we want to avoid them at a maximum. I would like to show you a little image I have of negative energy. For me, this is like a cloud. It's a dark cloud. And this cloud can be attached either to rooms, people, to humans, so they can be like in that negative cloud. And I'm sure you know these situations that you are in front of a stranger, or you see somebody in the train or whatsoever, and even though you do not know that person, nothing happened, you feel that this person scares you. And also, this cloud can be attached to things. And to imagine what we can do with that dark cloud is either we can let it go, and we can shift it into let's call it a golden light, that we make space, we push these clouds away, and then the sun comes up, like that high frequency is here, or at least neutrality is here. And the best thing is that when then golden light comes in. I will next share with you some indicators for you that you can just take them with you and feel in your everyday life. When are you confronted with these situations? So just pay attention to them from now on in your daily life. So what are indicators for that? There is that dark cloud, that negative energy in your surrounding. So one of the things is that you have suddenly very strong and also inexplicable feelings. So maybe you feel angry, you feel super stressed, or you feel sad, or as I said in my story, I felt super empty. Well, okay, I felt everything. I was sad, I was empty, and I was also angry, but that's another story. So that is one thing. Another thing is that you feel tension in your body. This can also show as actual pain, so pain on your shoulders or between your shoulder blades, or also headache. So if you feel something like that, this can be an indicator that there is negative energy in a room that you are in, or with certain people that you spend your time with, or also with a certain thing whatsoever. And the thing that is interesting is that sometimes we know exactly where this cloud is actually in, even though we cannot see it, even though if we cannot explain it in a logical way, we know, okay, it's the room, or it's that person. So yeah, just trust your intuition in that case. Another thing is that we can suddenly feel a certain insecurity. This is what I explained you with the stranger. So I also had that sometimes when I'm in a magazine or something, that there was something or somebody, and it felt that this person was really suspicious to me. I couldn't explain it why, but I kept my distance, and at the same time I kept an eye on him or on her to see where she is, what she's doing, and so on. So that feeling of insecurity, of not being safe where you are and with who you are right now. Another indicator is that you suddenly feel super tired and super exhausted, and you have suddenly no motivation anymore to come out of your comfort zone, or that you come out and do something. Like, this motivation is completely shutting down. You know, these days then when you say, oh, I don't want to go out, I want just to watch TV, I want to do nothing. So these feelings can also be related to a certain negative energy cloud. Little disclaimer here, it is not always a negative energy, and it's not always the reason for everything, huh? This can just be an influence, an additional influence. That is why we want to keep it away, so that we are not influenced by something that we cannot see and we are not aware of. We're just taking it away, and then we work also on other things. So if you are often demotivated to do things, we can also work on a different level with that. It is not just something in the exterior world that is influencing you, and that means that's why you don't feel motivation. There is also a lot of other stuff, like beliefs, like habits, and your comfort zone, and whatsoever. So just to mention that. Another common indicator is the feeling of that you cannot breathe anymore, or the feeling of dizziness, or the feeling of that you want to vomit. Actually, this can happen when you come into a certain room, when you are with certain people, that you feel like, oh, it's not easy to breathe, or also that there are smells in the air that you do not like at all. So it's so interesting, isn't it? I mean, our nose, our sense of smelling that guided us and guided humanity for such a long time, it's something so important to survive. But in today's life we think, oh, that's not important anymore. I mean, we are safe, everything is good. And the fact to know that our nose can give us so much indications about our surrounding, also energetically, is just wow. The last indicator I want to share with you is the fact that sometimes when we are in that negative energy bubble, or when we are influenced with that negative energy cloud, we can feel ourselves or find ourselves in being a lot in self-doubts, in anger, in fear. So means that we are a lot in our lower self mood. Please know that this is not something that you have to judge yourself about if you feel like that. At the same time, it's important to know and to be aware of that when you enter into a room that is like, I don't know, you have that cloud inside, or when you are spending a lot of time with people that having this cloud in their aura. It's easy for you, and sometimes when we are not aware, it's happening very often, that we carry that cloud with us. Not only in this room, not only with that person, but we carry it with us in our daily life. And as I already mentioned, it is so important to let that go in order to rewild, in order to be in alignment, in order to feel happy. Because how do you want to feel happy when you are constantly influenced by something, by this negativity? Last but not least, I'm going to share with you now practical solutions, what you can do when it comes to that point. When you are aware of what's happening, then you can easily walk away. So try to walk away, try to avoid these situations at the maximum. So maybe you know, okay, every time I go to that apartment, I feel bad. So just ask your friend that you can meet somewhere else or invite them to your home or whatsoever. And especially when it comes to connection between humans, when it comes to relationship, my biggest thing is just be honest and communicate. So do not try to think, oh, and what if she do not understands or whatsoever. Just be clear, just be honest, just stay true to yourself and communicate your needs, your wants, and your feelings. And if people do not respect that, I would ask myself if I do really want to have these people in my life when they do not accept my needs, my feelings, and yeah, my truth. If this is not possible, I mean, to walk away from that situation or to avoid these situations, be aware of what's happening. And when or with who you feel that negative energy, or you feel all the indicators I mentioned before. And then what you can do is actually shift that negative energy into a positive one. Important to mention here, when it's about other people, they carry that negative energy cloud, please do not tend to think that you have to heal them, or you have to solve their problems, or you have to be in charge. You are not responsible that they shift this energy into positive energy. You can influence that for sure, but it is not your job to handle that. It is a little bit different with rooms and with things. There we can do a lot of stuff to help to shift that cloud, to shift that negative energy. But yeah, just be aware that with people there is something a little bit different. So when it comes to rooms and apartments and whatsoever, one of the greatest thing you can do is actually to clean the room energetically. And the easiest way to do that is to use either Palo Santo or sage or whatsoever, things like that, that you can create that smoke and you can let the negative energy attach to that smoke and then let it go. So especially when you work with sage, it is so important then that once you work with sage, you also open up the window and you bring after that a good energy into the room. That's something not a lot of people know, but actually sage is taking away all the energy of a room, whereas Palo Santo is only taking away the negative energy of a room. So the positive energy rests, the negative goes away. So that is one thing that you can do to clean the room energetically and to switch that cloud. Another thing to do is to use energy healing. So to use, in this example, Reiki. I am a Reiki master, that's why I come up with this example, to clean the room energetically. I know that not all of you are doing Reiki, so if you do not do that, not a problem. There are other possibilities, and okay, possible that they are a little bit less effective, but they are effective as well. So it's always better to do that than to do nothing. The thing that you can do, especially this goes for rooms, things, and also people, is that you come up with an intention. So a super thing for rooms is that you clear the room with Palo Santo or whatsoever, and then bring an intention into that room. Means that you're just honestly, this does not need a certain ritual or a certain force in energy healing or whatsoever. Our intention is so strong. The problem is just that most of us are not trusting themselves enough to to think that they are able to shift the energy of a whole room when they haven't learned how to do it. But actually, it is enough when you just think that you are in this room and you say, when I'm in this room, I want to feel calm, I want to feel happy, I want to feel relaxed, and to do it on a daily basis, and to really bring that intention into that room. And the same you can do with people. So as an example, you say all the time, when I'm with that one person, I do not want to feel this and that anymore. What I want to feel, what I want to experience in our relationship is is acceptance, is positivity, is open-mindedness. So whatsoever, you can bring these things in with intention. But you can also work with rituals. So there are so many beautiful rituals out there, or also meditations that can help you to shift the energy of a room. So is it shamanic rituals, or just the one that you choose by yourself, just to create an atmosphere that feels cozy, that feels also a little bit like a ceremony. Some candles, if you have, yeah, some crystals, some symbols that are important for you. So just bring them in and do that intention setting within. That's a good idea as well. Or another very easy way actually is to bring in natural energy. So that means that, especially in a room, to put plants in the room, or when you are with people or in situation and whatsoever, to carry a crystal with you, a protection crystal or whatsoever. It doesn't matter, but to really have that natural energy that helps you to ground, that helps you to stay true in yourself with your nature. Or you can also work with symbols. So as an example, that you set like an anchor, and you say, every time I watch my watch, I think about that I am not influenced, I am good as I am, who I am, and to not adapt energies unconsciously. So these are actually the things that you can do to help yourself to distance more from these negative energies, and therefore have more capacity to rewild, more capacity to actually create and be in the energy that you want, in that positive energy, in that high vibration. That is what we want, because life gets so much easier and so much more beautiful. So let's sum up a little bit today's episode. We talked about negative energy, about that cloud. I said to you that it is very important that we are invisible energies that surrounds us, because in all ways, no matter if you do personal development, no matter if you are interested in spirituality, these things are influencing us anyway. And all of us are getting more sensitive because the world is changing. The world's frequency is raising. So no matter what we do, we get more sensitive. And it's right now the moment that you have to learn, and you start to learn how to deal with these things in order to not be drained, in order to not fall into that hole of negativity or negative energy. When it comes to your business, when it comes to your life, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your thoughts and feelings, this goes all the way. So that is why it's so important. Then I talked about the indicators that you can use in your daily life to know how and when you feel influenced, what's happening actually. And to just get more aware of these influences, and to pick the moment, the people, the rooms when you feel like that. And in the end, I showed you some of my favorite methods how to work with these influences once I'm influenced, or once I am in this situation, how to deal with it. And these are really the things I do the most for myself. So everything that comes to using Palo Santo, using crystals, that natural energy, and also using Reiki or working with intention is so powerful. And here now, the big surprise I mentioned in the beginning of this episode. There is a gift waiting for you. Soon, it's Christmas time. And since I am a little child, the most beautiful thing about December has been to get a calendar of advent. For everybody who not know calendar of advent, it's actually that you get from the 1st until the 24th of December every day a little gift. So instead of getting a big thing at Christmas, you get 24 little things, and I actually love that. Like every morning you stay up and you can pack out and unwrap a little gift, and oh god, I mean, if you look at me here on YouTube, you see the glow in my eye. I'm really in love with these things. And last year I made one for my boyfriend. It was so sweet. A lot of little messages. I touched them with Reiki, so with good energy, and offered that to him, and he was so happy. And this year I decided that I'm not gonna do it with him, but I'm gonna do it with you. Means that in December I lead a rewilding advance calendar. That means that every day you get a little message, you get a little video, you get a little insight, you can ask questions. We are like every day for these 24 beautiful days in December in contact, and you will be inspired how to create a life that is more, yeah, just as Christmas is here for growing our love, this advent calendar is here to grow your self-love. What I want to offer you during this time that is not always easy for everybody. I know for a lot of entrepreneurs this is one of the most intense days in the year before Christmas. I want to offer you that gift of self-love, of calmness, of relaxation. When you dive into these messages, into these 24 messages, you can feel relaxed, you can take a little break, you can just feel good, and that is what I want for you. And all the best about that is that everybody who's in my newsletter get this for free. When you want to join this advent calendar, then you can join my newsletter until the end of November, and from the 1st of December you will be invited into a channel, and there you get all the messages. If you're not feeling like you want to enter my newsletter, that's fine as well. It's 54 euros for the advent calendar, but yeah, you can really enjoy joining my newsletter in order to get that as a welcome gift if you want so. Anyway, I'm so excited for these moments that we're gonna have together during December, especially because I'm less present, or I'm not at all present in social media, and I'll be very connected. I feel it already now that this will be a month that I'm really connected with, I don't know, the source, with nature, with what is really inside me. So this will be a lot of very intense and important sharings I'm gonna make. So if you want to be part of that, if you want to offer something good to you, to your soul, to your body, to your health, to everything, so I invite you to join my newsletter, and you will be automatically notified in order to join the advent calendar. If you want to do that, you find a link in the bio. And now I wish you a very lovely day. I send you a big hug from the Swiss mountains, and we see each other very soon. Have a lovely day, and let's rewild, honey.